Now, this is going to be interesting. It's all about on paper is where I'm going to come up from this because, if I'm honest, this Man U team in real life now, it should do so much better in some ways. It's just nothing's well. I'm not going to get into that. It's been covered. It's been covered. But like this team here, I mean, they didn't win the title. But look at some of the players. Vidic, Ferdinand, that's the difference to defence. De Gea's awful first season. And he's been like, brilliant again this season. But you've got Rooney. That is difference in the team. And so that's, some iconic players in here. So I've got Oyon Welbeck, Jason Park, Michael Carrick, Johnny Evans. Oh, what a player. What a player. So obviously it's a Fergie team. The problem is though, they had one more season of Ferguson when they won the league obviously. This team was coming to the end. We all know the team, this was coming to the end of its era, this team. So under Ferguson, you had one more season. So it's interesting. This team now, I mean, as a neutral, right, as someone who sits back, I'm not as into the Premier League as I used to be. This is the most underachieving team, in my opinion. There's something so clinically wrong at a football club. Because I know obviously Sancho should be there, and you've got Ronaldo's, you've got Sancho's, you've got Bruno Fernandes. When I was a neutral, I was like, is this going to be the year they actually do it? Of course not, because Maguire's so bad out of form. We've got Varane in, you've got Luke Shaw, the form he was in, at the Euros, we've got Rashford, Cavani. We've got a lot of talent on paper. We've got Pogba, of course. And, I sound like such a, it's on FIFA and they've got a better team. I'm just saying, like, I thought this was the start of something for Man United. And with Lee Grant, clearly. I thought this was, okay, we're going to start to see Man United come back. I generally thought that. Not under Solskjaer. The squad itself, the amount of money they spent. Compare it to the 2012 team, it's come near the end of an era. It's still won the league the next season, and this team is nowhere near winning the league. It might not even get top 4 this year. That's really interesting. I don't know how to... You're going to have to go to the 2012 team. Of course, everyone's going to go, football lasts more than 1 week in the memory. So you're going to go, right, this team drew against Southampton. It's not good enough. This team's 5th in the league, but or is it just the difference in Ferguson being their manager, the structure at the club? If Ferguson had this team now, and it was just like, say, this was 10 years ago, I don't think they would be 5th, to be honest, or whether they are 6th. I don't even, shows how much I follow Premier League as well these days. But you know what I mean? I just don't think that's the case. But let me know. Or give me abuse, because that gives me algorithm. This will be an interesting one. Obviously, they've got some absolute ballers at the back. Asuakoso didn't even want to be a footballer, but he was that good. He kept it. Van der Vaart, what a player, man. I love Van der Vaart. Scotty Parker, Modric. This team was really, it was in that Harry Redknapp era, just at the end of it, and it was just, I think Tottenham really cool at this point. I'm comparing it already. I think I'm going to go for this team, I reckon, right now. I think the difference is they obviously nowadays have got Kane over Adebayor at the time, but this Tottenham team looks so good. I forgot how good this Tottenham team was. I think it's Tottenham were a bit more, it's before the Poch era. Kane, look in there, 62 rated. Here also got 89 rated Kane. You've got some good, I think this Tottenham score's decent. It's not as strong, I think 5th, 6th probably is a standard for it right now. But comparing it, that's really difficult. If I compared this after Tottenham won the last 2 games, then everyone would be like, oh, yes, it's probably more even. But obviously they're out of form the last couple of matches. They're going to go, oh, that other 2012 team was so much better. I think it's really interesting seeing how clubs develop or don't develop. And how football is developed as well. Because I think generally these squads look stronger on paper, these modern day ones. Is that just because football's got a bit more technical? I don't really know. I prefer football 10 years ago by a mile. I prefer it when it's more just about sort of getting the ball down and sort of playing fast football and all stuff like that. It's a bit more enjoyable for someone like myself. It's always that nostalgia thing, but now I just find it's it's so over-analysed for me, football now. It just takes the fun out of it. I struggle to watch as many neutral games. And I think football Twitter puts me off as well. I don't know, I just think this general mentality of how people watch football isn't great these days either. But it's interesting. Let me know who you think had the better squad. We're going abroad now, and this is where I'm going to be showing what a merchant I am for non-league football, because I literally only know what's going on in Torquay United's league. But this Bayern Munich team was iconic. I mean, you had people just kept when me and my mates come around and play FIFA at each other's house in those days. I would love to be Bayern Munich on this. I was Dortmund on FIFA 13, but it's FIFA 12. Like this Bayern team was so good. You had Robin and you had Ribery, and enough said. It was just so much fun to play with, honestly. I wish I could go back and play this on the modern day FIFA. Young David Alaba there as well. David. Oh, what guy he was, Olic. In modern day Bayern Munich, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? And they do such a good job of, well, just taking all the best players in the Bundesliga. It's pretty similar, I'm not going to lie to you. You've got Lewandowski now. Obviously, you've got Sané and Gnabry who are just brilliant. They're not as nostalgia iconic yet because they're still pretty young compared to Ribery and Robben. But I think, you know, that even one of as iconic at this stage, it's probably similar, you could say. This is a tough one again. I'm going to just go for the 2012 team. That nostalgia's pulling me on that one. But this modern day Bayern Munich team's so good. Like, what a consistent club they have been. Well, this is where it's going to get sad because I'm going for the first of the two Spanish clubs, and the saddest one, well, I don't like Barcelona, but I mean, like, from a football fan's point of view, I mean, you don't need to say anything. That team's unbelievable. If you've got anything attached to Barcelona or football, then it's just look at that. Just how it can go from that, and you always can have generations that end, and that to just and it's mainly their fault, to be honest. The reason it's done, it's their. And you know, Real Madrid's fault that it's kind of gone that way in the Spanish football. I'm not going to get into that. That's for another day. But just, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say this modern day team because there's a lot of good talent in there. I don't think that, obviously, on the pitch, it's probably not as a crisis point as it is. They don't have the iconic players. They've got quite a young team again now. It's gone backwards, of course. You still got Ter Stegen. You still got a lot of players around there. I mean, you've got Adama Traore now. You've got Depay. You can sit there and say it's not Messi. They just don't have Messi. It's like Real Madrid not doing a minute. They don't have Ronaldo. They just don't have Messi. It's a young team, and I think there's some really good players that will obviously grow and grow, but obviously, yeah, it's incomparable. It's mad. I'll just look how well Bayern Munich's done, and then you go to like Barcelona, Real Madrid. I mean, again, like Bayern and Barca at this time, it's utterly iconic. There's so much talent. Ozil will be leaving this season. I think the Barcelona team's probably a bit stronger at the time, but like. Yeah, Casillas, what a keeper. Sergio Ramos is still adds. Ronaldo, what a team. Kaká, I used to love Kaká so much before he went to Real Madrid. AC Milan, like in the mid-2000s. And just, mate, absolutely brilliant. Look at the talent. That's so much nostalgia right there. Moving on to this one. You know what? This team's still very good. Let's not beat around the bush. Like, they've still got a lot of talent, and they've got Courtois still. You know, that back four's not bad. I don't watch Spanish football. You can evidently tell that, but they've still got a lot of talent. It's just not. It's not going to be iconic. You know, we look at things from a nostalgia perspective so much, and I'm not going to sit here who's better than that, who's better than this. But yeah, no, very interesting. Very, very interesting how football clubs have been badly run, or they've refused to, you know, sort of invest in the sort of future generations. But if you enjoyed this two-parter video, let me know. Thanks in advance for any feedback. If you want any more clubs, any more games, I own all the old Fifas. I've got FIFA 13, I've got, you know, going back to 10 on the Xbox 360 that I can just link up and record. And yeah,